warning, anything you've seen done in this video is purely advice and it's not instructional, so I'm not liable for your injuries when you are training them. This is more of a guideline to help you if you're trying to learn backflips and you're struggling to get where you want to be with them. So that was the first one of anything I've done in the day. It's about 9 in the morning, so it's very early and it's cold. What you want to do first of all is be warm. When you're doing your backflip, what you want to do is you want to take your feet, the underarm apart. You want to sink down until your knees are about this angle. If you go any further down, you're going to have to fight to stand back up before you get any force. This will take away from your jump. A lot of people throw their hips back or they deadlift. What you want to do is you want to kind of think more of a squat, but not a full squat, and it's more of a plyometric movement. So when you go down, you want to spring up like that. Your chest should be just slightly in front of your hips. What you got to think about is I often make my thumbs, and what I do is I throw my thumbs up and I follow them. Normally what I would do is, well, with your tuck, which I'll explain in a second, is I would tuck at the point where my bicep passes my ear. Again, I'll demonstrate that. What this does is it just helps your timing a bit. Moving on from your jump, so you want to get a nice press out of the ground. As you're pushing up, you come up, your heels come off the ground because you're using your full extension. It would be tall when you press off, so you want to jump. The next part is the tuck, so what I like to do is get people to lie down on the ground and they'll go into full extension and then they'll snap into a tuck, lie like this, get big and focus on that crunching movement. You want to work on snapping that as fast as possible and really squeezing your abs and your core. So the purpose of the tuck is to increase your rotation speed, because if I was straight bodied I would rotate slowly, but if I was tucked I would go up, I would get smaller, my rotation speed would increase and I've got more chance of getting over. Once you're comfortable, you want to try it standing, but try and not lean back. If you're new to jumping or any sports like this, I would do this somewhere soft or safe. Sand's great for it. I learned on concrete and hard floor. Really hurt my elbow on one of them because I went up, I tucked, I got scared and never flipped, and I pretty much elbow dropped the ground. That was about 17 years ago. So the next part is the standing tuck. So you want to try and get as high as you can, get a nice push off your legs, and you want to snap into your tuck. You really want to hear that slap. Where you're grabbing, I grab just under like my knee. What you're doing with your arms is you're physically pulling in. You're assisting your abs and making yourself a smaller thing in the air. So you would do. So the next part after that you'll be doing is that you want to start working towards the backflip. So there's multiple ways you can do this. In the more advanced tutorial I will show you the safer way to progress, which involves turning a 360 spin into a backflip. So the 360 spin, you would start like this, and what you do is you slowly raise the ankle until you're jumping over your shoulder. Kind of like that, and you would just build up in increments. And what it does is it gets you used to throwing yourself over until you feel comfortable enough going straight over. I prefer doing that on grass. The reason I'm not showing this build up is one, I'm short on time, and two, on a concrete floor. Do it in grass or do it in the sand. Concrete is very unforgiving. You can use, I don't have anyone with me today, but you can get a spotter, and what they can do is they grab your t-shirt here, and as you jump up they grab the back of your knee, and what they'll do is as you jump they'll just make sure you get that rotation round. So to initiate the rotation, what you want to do is jump up, you lean your chest back, and wherever your sternum is looking, that's where your nose should be facing as well. So you're moving like this. A lot of people will throw their head back, and what happens is you go back to way as in you cover distance, and you're more likely to land on your face. It's quite difficult to land on your head unless you either open up upside down or you freak out. So to initiate your backflip, you want to go up, and you lean your shoulders back, your chest back, and you're looking forward with your nose and your sternum, and everything rotates at the same time, head to waist. As you do this, you start to feel yourself go over, and you just have to tuck and really accept the fact that you're going over. What will happen is when you come out of that first one, you'll either just land it, which is amazing, keep doing that, or you'll panic, and a lot of the time you'll land like that. That's literally, I put no effort into that, and that's the worst that happened. I literally just skinned my knee on the concrete. So when doing that, you want to get more comfortable, you build up to it, and if you feel things are happening when you're doing this, again, I'll demonstrate. So sometimes people travel forwards, which means that when they're jumping, they're pushing their hips out from the ground. So hips out. If you do want to push your hips out when you initiate the chest rotation, a lot of people will jump like that and push their hips forward, which will drive them forward. So to correct this, you just wait longer to push your hips up. Safety features to this, if you go to initiate your tuck, you're upside down and you freak out, just put your chin on your chest and just stay as small as possible. And the worst thing you can do is you can land on your shoulder, or you can land on your head, but because you're in a ball, you'll roll over instead of like digging into the landing. That's very important to remember. Just if you get scared, it takes a while to get used to that reaction. I've bailed quite a few backflips, and all like on concrete, I've landed on my head, and all I've done is chin on chest, and my shoulder kind of takes the brunt of the hit. It just depends how safely you train. If you go for it and then you really know you weren't ready for it, you're going to hurt yourself. You need to kind of build up, get used to the mechanics of it. There is timing involved in backflips. It's not just, oh, throw myself over. There is a up, a tuck, you set your shoulders and land. When it comes to landing, you'll feel completely blind the first few times you do it. When it comes to landing, I'll spot forwards until the point where I've flipped over, I'll see the ground, and then I physically will push my feet to the landing. If you feel that when you're landing, every sound around here today I'm going to keep going. If you feel that you can't see the landing at all, it means you're either whipping your head too hard, or you'll see when I spot the ground. So final notes, things you can advance from. Once you get the back tuck, what you can do is proceed on to a flash kick. So that's like your Tekken Street Fighter kind of kick, where you backflip, kick someone in the face. It's amazing. I got really good at them because I used to throw bottles up and hit them while I was flipping, until one time I was in the city centre, kicked a bottle and it hit someone. It was not good. The next one is the whip. Don't know how mine will be today, but a whip is pretty much the opposite of everything I've just told you. You throw everything back and you just hold this position until your feet hit the ground. You can spot the ground really well in this, but you've got to have the confidence to hold that position knowing you're going to make it. Like, I seen the ground next to my face the whole time, and I just had to hold on there. So the next one is the pike. It's not one of my strongest because my flexibility is awful. I definitely recommend as well, flexibility helps you avoid injuries. The pike is pretty much you're cuddling your knees, so this position in the air. Gymnasts use it a lot. I've never really found much purpose for it. I use it on fronts but not backs. Oh! Yes, that wasn't maybe the best example. Look online for people doing pike backflips. There'll be people much better than me at it. Once you get your backflip, you'll get used to it. The natural progression could be, for instance, which I've shown in another tutorial, is a gainer, where you would step, kick and backflip. It's definitely a great progression and it's cool to show your friends. So yeah guys, I hope this tutorial was useful. If you have any questions, or if there's anything you think I might have missed to show you, comment down below, subscribe, like, everything, and hopefully I'll have a tutorial out every Saturday in the future and you will hopefully learn alongside me. Hey guys, that is me just leaving. I was filming at the bandstand, the backflip tutorial. It will be uploaded as soon as possible. I lost track of the uploads a bit because I've been working a lot, but I am trying to stay focused and do more video stuff, so hopefully the channel is going to grow. It has been growing and I've really noticed the the recent burst of videos that I put out have really worked. I've been getting small view numbers, but the growth has been kind of increasing, which is great. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Please comment, man. There's not enough comments. I'd like to know what people would like to see. Any challenges or anything you can come up with, or any places that you think I would be good to go and do a video at that might be different. Not all parkour people look for the same kind of thing, so different eyes would help. Anyway guys, subscribe and see you soon.